Hello everybody and welcome to another one of our leadership training videos. In these leadership training videos, I share with you my insights, my knowledge, my experience, and help you understand some of the key elements that are needed in order to be a leader, whether you're an entrepreneur, or you just want to know more about leadership, or you want to grow your own leadership skills. The idea here is that I share with you what the leadership traits are to become a more effective leader, what the skills that many of the leaders use that could be helpful to you as well in your own journey. And most importantly, I share with you from my own personal experience, and I want to share those with you now. So before I get started, my name is Chris Igwe. I have over 35 years experience leading, training and developing teams across 5 major European markets and across Europe, Middle East and Africa in general, where I have worked. Now in these leadership training videos, what I do is I invite you to engage with me, discuss, comment, like and share, and of course subscribe to the channel so you know when other videos are becoming available. What are we going to talk about today? Well, I think it's an interesting one, not only because there's a question for you in it, but also because it's one of those that many leaders tend to grapple with, especially perhaps those who are less experienced in leadership. So the question is, we're going to talk about being liked versus being respected. Being liked versus being respected. Now, I have a question for you. Which one do you choose? Do you want to be liked or do you want to be respected? Now, of course, those of you who are smart enough, we all are, of course, but you're saying, well, I want both. I want to be liked and respected. But the reality is, it's not always going to be like that. You hope it is, you pray it is, you expect it, but it's not necessarily the case. That's the reality of leadership. So as you ponder that question, which would you choose, being liked or being respected? Let me give you some thoughts. First of all, it is a natural human condition. So if you're busy struggling, saying, well, I want both, or I want one or the other, stay with me for the next few minutes, because it is part of our human nature, our human condition. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to be liked, wanting to be loved, and wanting to be respected. And of course, when I talk about love, I'm not talking about it in the romantic sense of the word, but more about the fact that you are appreciated. There's a kind of heart-to-heart connection between your team, your company, your department, those you lead. You want them to love you, absolutely. You want them to kind of fall on their sword and say, if there's anybody I want to follow to the end of the earth, it's Chris. That is love. But you want to be liked maybe, and you're not necessarily going to be loved. And then even more challenging perhaps is the idea of being respected. So as human beings, we absolutely want to be liked from when we grow up as kids, in school, in families, playground, wherever we are, in sports teams or clubs, anywhere we belong. We want to be liked, we want to be loved. Often we don't think about respect. But I want to bring you back to what these leadership training videos are about, and they're about leadership at the end of the day. It's not about just anything or doing whatever you want, it's about leading both yourself and other people. So in your leadership role, you will have tough choices to make. That's the nature of the game. That's why you are hired in to be a leader, or you grow through the company to be a leader. So you are going to make some tough choices. It's as simple as that. You're also going to be making some tough decisions. Tough decisions. Choices are one thing. Decisions are even firmer. They're more concrete. They affect people's lives in the same way as they could improve them. They could challenge them as well. As a leader, you're going to want to and need to assert your authority. You can't just be one of the crowd. Yes, you may want to be, and you can be on occasions, but be careful. To be liked or loved just because you're one of the boys or the girls is not what leadership is about. You will have to assert your authority through the tough decisions you make and the tough choices that you make as well. You'll also have to be in a position to demonstrate that you're not giving in. You're not giving in to one faction or another, one group of individuals or one single individual who may have a very strong voice in your team. And you also want to demonstrate that you can absorb the pressure. Whatever the pressure is that the company is putting on you, the department is putting on you to perform, you can take it. So through all this, what I'm saying is, when you make those tough choices and decisions, do you think you're always going to be liked? Do you think you're going to be loved? You know the answer to that. So that is what leadership is about. You're put in a particular place because you are there to hold the flame. Because at the end of the day, the objective of you being a leader is that you want to generate and drive success in the company, success in the team, success in the department. You want to grow not just the business, whatever that happens to be, but you want to grow the individuals as well. And sometimes when you tell the individuals or invite the individuals to do something they're not used to or they don't want to, then you're going to get friction. But it's your objective to increase their value and experience over time through growth. At the end of the day, we can't forget that as you lead, it's about return on investment. It's about making money. On the top side, it's sales, and at the bottom, it's about profit, by minimizing the expenses, of course, in between. So the return on the investment could be the team that you're growing, and maybe you ask the team or individuals to do things they're not comfortable with, or even worse, they don't want to do. And that's where you're going to be pushed in a certain direction. But at the end of the day, you want, in order for a harmonious, successful situation to occur, you're going to want the well-being of the team. So at the end of the day, as you look at this and you say to yourself, do I want to be liked or do I want to be respected? Which is it that you choose? Now, I choose respect. And I'll give you a very quick story which I've shared in the past, but it's appropriate here. When I joined a Swiss company, I was hired in by the chairman. He brought me in. The project we were working on was the well-known building in the James Bond movies, the MI6 building. When I was brought in on that project, my predecessor had been removed. He'd been given another role. I was brought in because of a particular skill set that I had of many varieties in order to help sort that situation out. Now, my chief designer wasn't somebody who particularly liked me. In the end, she preferred to have had the previous individual who was leading that team. But it was such an important project for the company, and I'd been given the responsibility, which was a huge responsibility. And so for me, being liked, yes, I wanted to be liked. Loved, even more so. But I came in to a new team, a new company, a new country. I was living in France at the time. So I commuted between France and Switzerland in order to complete the job, and I was there during the week. It was really, really tough to get this chief designer on side with me. At the end of the day, we never became good friends and buddies specifically. We just got to a point where we respected each other mutually. So I'm saying to you, it can be done. It's not easy. Would I have preferred it to be a different way? Absolutely. But I did all I possibly could to help and encourage her to understand the importance of what we needed to do and how to do it. And she saw that as the vision of where we need to go. So people will follow you if you can lead them in a particular way which says, this is where we're going. Let's go together. Let's put our differences aside. It's all about respect for each other, and that respect has to be mutual. So I respected her because she was a great designer, and she respected me because of what I brought to the table, and it was a successful project in the end. So between liking and being respected, 9 times out of 10, if you can't have one, go for the other, which is respect. So I hope this has helped share and understand some of your thoughts around the idea of your challenges perhaps between the two. And I hope that you will be able to learn and grow through this process. And I invite you to subscribe, comment, and of course, leave any thoughts and ideas you may have. And until the next time, goodbye.